3 reasons to love capitalism. It is baffling to me how many business owners and entrepreneurs are actually afraid to sell or even own the fact that they're capitalists. So in this video, I'm going to walk through a few reasons why capitalism is awesome, but also why it actually makes you a better business to love it openly. Let's dive in. If you haven't noticed, I'm a big fan of capitalism, and I'm pretty open about it, and I'll be pretty open about my stances against socialism, and I'm going to talk more about why that is. It's not just some rah thing against it. There's actual legitimate reasons why I don't like socialism, and I try to indoctrinate my little girls, for sure. I have 3 beautiful little daughters, and as we're going to this trampoline park, I love taking them there, and I jump with them because I'm a kid. Blows my mind that adults don't play with their kids on the park. Of course I do, come on. Enhances creativity. So we're going to this trampoline park, and we get to the park, but I don't let him out of the car. And we were sitting there. I love my truck. We were sitting there in the truck, and on the way, we were listening to Rich Dad Poor Dad because I was like, pay attention to this because I'm going to ask you what you learned before we actually get to go in the trampoline park. And they're like, are you serious? I said, yeah. And so we go to the trampoline park, and we park right there. And I was like, what'd you learn? And my little, they were not paying attention at all. And they go, be nice. And I was like, no. So I rewound 1 minute and we listened to it again. And I said, what'd you learn? They're like, don't hit. And I was like, you guys got to listen. Nope. Rewound 1 minute. It was only 1 minute I was having them listen to. And we did that 7 times. We actually sat in that trampoline park parking lot for, I think, probably 20 minutes going back and forth. And finally I was like, now pay attention, and I made just a little 30-second window till finally they could say it back. Rule number 1, right? Rule number 1, the poor work for money. The rich have money work for them. I just wanted to say that one phrase. Now that's a kid lesson. What I want to go through in this video is 3 lessons for adults on why, a little deeper, on why capitalism is so amazing, not just for the economy, but for your business and your ability to have the life you want. The first of many reasons I love capitalism is because of innovation and improvement. I'm going to read this, okay? You've obviously heard of Apple. Have you ever used an iPhone, right? Or an Android, or a MacBook, or a PC, or Amazon, or Spotify, or Google, or Venmo, or Uber, or Facebook, or Instagram, or YouTube? Oh, we're on YouTube right now. Those are all from capitalism. Versus, right, think about your experience with those companies versus your experience at the DMV, the post office, airport security, the IRS support line, which takes hours, by the way. What's the difference? Why is it so crazy? Why is it that private sector is such a different experience versus what the government can produce? Very simple. It's because the government does not need you to be satisfied in order to get their outcome. A business needs you to be satisfied or they don't stay in business. And so the quality level naturally jumps, right? Naturally jumps. I tell you what, man, if I ever moved at the speed that someone at the DMV moves, I wouldn't be in business. Like, you ever seen, what's that movie, Zootopia, right? Where it's the sloth. It's like super slow. And like, we all relate with that. Like, I'm not here to slam you if you're a government employee. I'm just saying you are not incentivized to make sure the customer, right, citizens, are happy. But a business has to do that, or it doesn't stay a business. And that one differentiation right there is the reason why I'm a huge fan of small government and massive private sector. That right there. So innovation spikes like crazy. Innovation goes way up. Quality of products shoots through the roof. We actually are incentivized now to make something that legitimately solves good problems, legitimately is amazing in its use and its experience. And you walk away from it going, you know what, man, next time that Steve Jobs dude, great first name by the way, goes out and puts a product out, I'm in, right? I'm going to go for that. That's a big piece to understand with this. So right off the bat, if you want to keep your experience of what it's like to go through airport security, if you want that as a model for every time you go to the store, yeah, you probably are not a capitalist, right? And I also think you're lying, right? You don't want that. 2-day shipping with Amazon? Come on, they set a standard with that. Everyone loves it now. It's an expectation now. Everyone has to go to that now. And because of that, right, the tide rises all ships, right? The tide increases all ships. And so what you get is these companies coming out and saying, hey, we have found that people really love it when we do this, and it sets a bar. And unless the other companies can increase their quality, they don't stay companies. People stop buying from them. And the government just has no incentive to do that. I'm not anti-government. I am anti-socialism, and socialism means we all kind of get to share each other's crap, and you don't really get incentivized for making your stuff better than someone else's. So all quality drops, innovation drops. That's a crappy place to live. The second reason I love capitalism is because buyers have choice. You have the freedom of choice. You get to go out and choose whatever product that you want. I have several friends who live outside of the US baffled at American socialists because they're like, do you know what it's like for us over here in order to do what you guys do with freedom and so much naturalness? There's still countries that you have to mail your credit card to the person so that they can swipe it, or you have to mail an actual check. There's a lot of countries that are like that still. You have to think about how hard that would be. It's really hard to have an order form connected to a payment processor when the country you're in does not allow you to do that. Or if the country that you're in, you have to ask permission to start a business. Guys, I could, for some reason, if I ever wanted to, I could start 1,000 LLCs today. And no one is going to spot check me on that. I have way too many LLCs, okay? Does that make sense though? Nobody asks. No one says, why are you doing that? In other countries, I have to go and have to ask that. Well, in America, I am baffled at how many people are saying like, oh, it's better if we just all share each other's crap. And we should go out, like socialism is the gateway to communism. That's exactly what history has shown. It's ridiculous. So in a capitalist society, buyers have choice because there's competition. And competition also boosts the quality and the value of things. Why do so many people love American stuff? It's because we keep trying to up each other, as it should be. As it should be. And when someone says, well, my product is getting dumped on by the big boy, I get it, but at the same time, it is also ensuring the quality of products that we put out in America. I'm not saying everything's amazing quality, right? I'm not saying that other countries don't have great products. They do, of course. However, I'm saying that because of capitalism, we get choice to go purchase what we want. In more of a socialist society, you don't really get choice. It's like, here's what you have, and this is what you get. And phrases we heard growing up like, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Great way to calm the back seat while you're driving. Terrible for an economic society though, right? Terrible for an economic system, right? So I want you to understand one piece with this, that I wear this capitalist pig thing because honestly, I should get rewarded for the value that I put into the world, that sales is a good thing and it has the ability to change life. And it actually puts the responsibility of financial independence back on the person, right? You know exactly how you're performing when it comes to a capitalist society. Right? I remember when I finally left school, right, and I graduated, and it was Robert Kiyosaki that said, how do you know you're winning as an adult? Right? How do you know you're winning as an adult? He said, you know exactly how you're winning in school when you're a little kid growing up. You're coming out of elementary school and they hand you the report card. Whoa, performance review. What's your performance review as an adult in a capitalist society? Your financial sheets. I'm not saying you gotta be millions and millions and millions. But that's literally your performance review. That's your scorecard as an adult, right? But if you don't live in a capitalist society, you have such little control over that like it's handcuffs all over the place. Before I show you one of my favorite reasons I love capitalism, please in the comments down below, let me know what your favorite thing about capitalism is. And if you do love capitalism, could you have my back a little bit in the comments? I keep getting tagged by all these people who are in other countries telling me that I'm the devil because of it. So I either hide their channels or I like to get in a little bit of a war with them. Anyway, join the fight. Hey, subscribe to this channel as well if you're liking these kind of business lessons and you want to learn how to market your products and sell even more. We put these videos out every morning. Click the bell so that you'll be notified of those every weekday. My favorite reason for capitalism is because it is the fastest and easiest way to redistribute wealth, not through taxes. I put a video out about a year ago and it got a lot of heat. I knew it would, but I titled it, Why the Rich Are Paying Their Fair Share in Taxes. All right, now I understand that that's a very controversial topic, but you have to understand also that by the numbers, okay, the stats themselves show that the 1% pay 60% of the tax bill. The 1%ers pay 60% of America's taxes. So when you say to somebody who's rich, you're not paying your fair share in taxes, no. They just understand the tax code. The tax code is not a penalty program. The tax code is an incentivization program. So if you look at, the tax code is about 8,000 pages. Only about 40 pages are how to get taxed. Did you know that? All 8,000 pages is the tax code. 40 pages is how you get taxed. The rest of it is how to not get taxed by their own words. So when somebody comes to me and says, you're not paying your fair share in taxes, I want to backhand them and then point at the IRS's mouth and say, that's what they said. If I do this, I don't have to pay as much in that. It's an incentivization program. And so when you understand tax and you understand how to use it, right, and you understand capitalism and how to make money, the redistribution of wealth, it's one of the easiest ways to do this through a capitalist society. So when someone comes out and says we need to tax the rich even more, the rich kind of laugh at that. Just so you know, they laugh at it because it's like, well, we just know the tax code. The tax code only gets reformed every about 30 years. The last one happened about 2017. So it's going to be this way for the next while, okay? So go back and start learning those things and understand the redistribution of wealth and that capitalism facilitates that. You want to get rich? Never been easier on the face of the planet. With the tax code, with capitalism, and with the internet, you know how easy it is to go out and reach people? Think about what guys had to go do, what people had to do pre-internet. The internet became available publicly in 1991. Before that, how'd you reach your people? Right? Think pre-internet. You had to go out and do direct mail campaigns. You had to do magazine. You had to go newspaper. You had to go, right? Lots of phone. Way more phone back then as well, right? And so now it is so easy. Distribution is so easy. It's so easy to get in front of a lot of people. The internet has so much leverage inside of a country that's capitalist and wants you to get rich if you also follow the tax code, which they're totally fine with you not paying tax if you just follow their laws, right? So the redistribution of wealth, favorite reason for capitalism. Hey, I got a little gift for you, especially if you're learning how to use the internet as a sales vehicle. I went backwards and I found all of the three things that have made the most money for me in the last 3.5 years. And funny enough, it's basically the same three activities. Well, go to internetlaunchsecrets.com. Internetlaunchsecrets.com is in the description as well as the first comment. And what it'll be is it'll show you, it's a little presentation I'm going to screen share showing you specific methods and models on how I've made the money I have in the last 3.5 years. It's free. You're going to love it.